He is a master martial artist and mentor to Ryu and Ken, and the rival to his older brother of Akuma. He is an enigma to the Street Fighter universe, wielding the power of nothingness as his base of strength. In this episode, what was the motive of his creation? Why is Gouken essential to the Street Fighter series? Without further ado, let me welcome you to the Fighterverse. As stated by fandom, while earlier Street Fighter games made references to Ryu and Ken's master, Gouken made his first illustrated appearance in Street Fighter II, Ryu, Masaomi Kansaki's manga adaptation of Street Fighter II. Since then, Gouken has appeared in several Street Fighter movies and comics, including Udon's Street Fighter line of comics, Akuma's ending in Street Fighter Alpha, and the Street Fighter Alpha Generations movie. Before his illustration in Street Fighter Alpha, Gouken's appearance would differ vastly between media. Gouken himself was based off Shenlong, a character that originated from the infamous English mistranslation of Ryu's win quote from the early versions of the Street Fighter II series, "You must defeat Shenlong to stand a chance," which many speculated was referring to Ryu's master. It was intended to say, "You must defeat my Shoryuken to stand a chance." April Fool's jokes created by EGM in 1992 and 1997 actually provided an appearance for Shenlong, which in turn directly influenced Gouken's current appearance. It should be noted that, prior to Street Fighter IV, Shenlong was actually used as Gouken's Western name in some media, similar to how his brother is referred to as either Akuma or Gouki, depending on the region. Gouken was finally introduced as a playable character in Street Fighter IV, in response to fans demanding Shenlong. One of his obtainable player titles states, aka Shenlong, and one of his win quotes even references the original quote, "You must defeat me to stand a chance." His appearance is similar to the Shinto Kunitsukami Dairi, Sarutaiko, who is considered the oldest of the patron gods of the martial arts in Japan, representative of purification, strength, courage, and is the guardian of the bridge that connects the earth to the heavens. His personality may also be reflective of Morehi Ueshiba, the founder of Aikido, and spiritualist who found enlightenment and spiritual harmony in his later years. It is also said that Gouken and Akuma's design were based on the Nio, or the Gongurikishi, two wrathful statues that guard under a separate temple the entrance of a Japanese Buddhist temple. Each of these statues states a purpose, thus having a meaning in their creation. The right statue that guards the gate of the Buddhist temple is called Misaku Kongo. It is a symbol of overt violence, with its open mouth and baring teeth, holding a mallet ready to protect with ferocity the entrance to the temple. The left statue that guards the temple is called Narian Kongo. This statue symbolizes strength. It can wield a sword or it can be bare-handed. One of its characteristics is that this statue has its mouth closed, demonstrating serenity and power. Gouken is usually depicted as a bearded man who wears Japamala prayer beads on his neck and a karate gi with the kanji mu sewn to the back. It is said that the Japanese and Korean term mu, or Chinese wu, means not have, without, is a key word in Buddhism, especially Zen traditions. As the preceding master of the martial art that Ryu and Ken practice and wield in the series, Gouken is nonetheless the originator and peerless practitioner of the toned-down assassination martial art taught by Gotetsu. As seen in his moveset, Gouken has mastered the martial art to the point that he has grown to create techniques that better suit his own dynamics and philosophies, one that follows the use of both the Hado no Chikara and the power of nothingness for an effective and powerful form of self-defense, rather than the violent and destructive form of the martial art that his brother wields within the Satsui no Hado. This is most significant in his repertoire, spelling, and dynamics. Many of their kanji are those with more benevolent and less wrathful interpretations than ones seen in Akuma's, and they are performed in such ways where they are intended for knockout stopping force rather than maiming and severe injury. As stern and serious as he can be, Gouken is nonetheless enthusiastic in the nature of competition, being a spirited and modest good sport at heart. His approach is silent and calm, evocative of Zen principles, and he often shares insightful, if not also blunt and critical, advice and wisdom to that effect. For example, he tells Dan that anger will not help him, fearing it would lead him to a dark place, and he informs DJ that if he is silent, he would be surprised at what he learns. He is on good terms with people like Rose and Dalsum, who share similar ideals and beliefs. Gouken detests Akuma for killing their master, Gotetsu and embracing the darkness that resides within their arts, instead of seeking a purer form of strength. He also despises Bison for his use of psycho power, believing he endangered the world. Gosetsu's name comes from Street Fighter II, the animated movie, which was produced at the same time as Super Turbo, whereas the name given to Ryu and Ken's master. Capcom adapted the name Gotetsu for Gouken and Akuma's master, instead of being another name for Gouken. Gotetsu has many variants of his origin stories, and what is known of the master. In the more traditional story, Gotetsu was the martial arts master of Gouken and his brother Akuma, and was also a user of the Satsui no Hado, being the only known person who could use the power without falling into its darker aspects, possibly because he only used it sparingly and wisely. This was also how his two students were introduced to its power. Prior to the events shown in the Street Fighter games, Gotetsu was challenged and killed by Akuma, at his full potential, who performed the Shungoku Satsu on his soul in a fight to the death. Gotetsu gladly died, happy to see that his student surpassed him in the art. The prayer beads that Akuma wears originally belonged to Gotetsu. Gotetsu can be seen in Akuma's ending, along with Gouken in the original Street Fighter Alpha. This was his only on-screen appearance in the series. In Street Fighter Alpha Generations, Gotetsu has an important role in the animated movie. He is shown fighting Akuma at the beginning, and is revealed that he has tried in vain to dissuade his student from delving deeper and deeper into the power of the Satsui no Hado. While Gotetsu himself proved able to tap into its power, unlike Akuma, he didn't seem to suffer from its side effects, likely because his more balanced approach and rarer use. Unlike his game appearance, he is depicted as having short hair and a very small stature. In Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, in keeping with his established backstory and depiction, he is shown as the old master of Gouken and Gouki, the original name of Akuma, teaching them the old ways of the Anatsuken to overcome and destroy the opponent, but also preaching about finding balance between the light and the darkness. As Gouki immersed himself in the study of the Satsui no Hado, Gotetsu ordered him to leave the dojo. When Gouki resurfaced as Akuma, Gotetsu challenged him to try and stop him, but was defeated and killed by his former student. He is also depicted as having a niece, Sayaka, who served as a love interest for both Gouken and Akuma. In another variant of Gotetsu's story and origins, Udon Comics released Street Fighter Origins, Akuma, which gives a little more information on the Anatsuken master. It was revealed that Gotetsu had originally a group of students and fighters who were well versed in the Hado. At some point, many of his students, such as Gyuki, and his first generation of students were almost possessed by the Satsui no Hado and had to turn into demonic beings and assassins. Eventually, they turned against each other due to the evils that was caused by Gyuki. Gotetsu saw the potential threat of what could happen if someone was not able to contain the Dark Hado with light, and sent a group of men to find Gyuki and his hiding spots to take him out. During the winter in Japan, he and Retsu found a young Akuma who was badly wounded from a bear attack. He took Akuma back to his dojo to help heal him. As Akuma woke up, he asks him where is he. Gotetsu tells him that he has nowhere to go and that he heard about Gyuki, his father's murder. Gotetsu told Akuma that he once trained his father. After a long talk, Gotetsu told Akuma that he would find his brother Gouken. Akuma, however, told him that Gouken did not want to be found, and that Akuma wanted to know all about Anatsuken and its techniques. Many years later, a businessman who hosts tournaments came to Gotetsu's dojo in order to find Akuma. Gotetsu told him where to find Akuma. Later that night, Gotetsu noticed that Akuma was troubled, and he asked him to come inside the dojo to ask him what was wrong. Akuma told him that he wanted to know more about himself, and left the dojo in order to find himself the very next day. Gouken appeared right in front of Gotetsu and his dojo to thank him, and asked him to train him in order to grow stronger as a person, which Gotetsu agreed to. 5 years later, Akuma came back to Gotetsu and the dojo to train again in order for him to become the perfect warrior. Gotetsu told him that he must go into the mountains in order for him to find who he truly is. When Gotetsu was training other young students on the art of Anatsuken, a demonic-looking Akuma under the influence of the Satsui no Hado looked at him with rage. Gotetsu told Akuma to abandon the power, like his father did before it corrupted him completely. Akuma told him that he finally knows about how his father was killed, and tells Gotetsu's time has come. The two engaged in a fight, as Gotetsu told him about how dangerous the Satsui no Hado was if fully embraced, and told him that he cannot stop fighting. He pleads with him to stop, and asks him what he truly wants from this fight, only for Akuma to reply that he wants him to prepare for death. Akuma kicks him in the air with the demon Armageddon, kicking Gotetsu through the dojo roof, killing him. As a sign of gratitude for all the years spent under him, Akuma takes his body to a mat under a tree and respectfully lies him down. Fun fact, Gyuki's name means ox demon. Ox alludes to the strength of Gouken, and demon alludes to Akuma. Don't forget to like this video if you found it intriguing and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating insights into your favorite gaming characters and worlds. Your feedback and comments are always welcome, so share your thoughts down below. And if you're hungry for more gaming lore or want to dive into other captivating topics, check out our playlist of related content. Your support fuels our passion, and we're grateful for each and every one of you. Keep exploring, keep gaming, and keep discovering the secrets of your favorite characters. Stay tuned for more epic adventures in the Fighterverse. Until next time, welcome to the center stage.